Hi, my name is Peter Feeney. I'm from HealthCap, liability insurer and endorsed carrier for the American Healthcare Association. And with me today is Christina Nechiporchik, corporate counsel for HealthCap. We're going to talk about arbitration agreements. So Christina,
Happy?
why would somebody consider arbitration agreements with their residents?
The number one reason why I would consider them is it helps reduce claims and then provide some certainty to all the providers that implement them.
In what way do you think that it reduces claims?
It decreases the chance of higher verdicts, which then makes those claims less attractive to the plaintiff counsels who want to have those seven-figure verdicts broadcast on their websites.
One of the things that we've noticed is that if you look at like claims as being on a bell curve, arbitrated claims will less often have zeros, but they'll also, to your point, less often have multi-million-dollar verdict.
Correct, that is 100% accurate. Most of the claims will fall in the middle of that bell curve, but then at the same time, the providers aren't increasing their costs for the expensive litigation that they would have if they were going through the whole lawsuit process.
One of the keys is the actual amount that families might get from an arbitrated case is very similar, close to what they would get from a litigated case. The difference is the expense of getting that verdict reached or that case resolved, and also the time. How much reduction in time would families actually get their money compared to a litigated case?
A lot shorter time period. It does vary depending upon the jurisdiction, because there are some where it's slowly through the claim process, but we would say probably within the year.
What's preventing people from using arbitration agreements?
I think that they're afraid about talking about arbitration agreements because they're trying to establish a relationship with their new residents, and immediately talking about something that they might view as negative, as this legal document that they have to sign, kind of hampers it a little.
It's always been my personal opinion that for people that do a good job of taking care of their residents and taking care of their staff and taking care of families, that their chances of successfully getting an arbitration agreement signed would be much, much higher.
I would think so, because if you're already establishing that relationship and your residents and their families trust you, they're going to trust what you were saying and explaining to them about this agreement.
There's been a lot of talk about arbitration agreements, and it's actually gone through regulatory changes in the last little bit.
Yes.
What are a couple of the top 2 or 3 elements to a arbitration agreement holding up in court?
Holding up in court, the number one is who actually signed the agreement. You have to make sure that the person who is signing had the legal authority to sign.
Are there any other, with the new regulations, that have to be part of the process of getting arbitration agreements signed?
Yes, there's quite a few new things, but the top takeaways would be that it cannot be a condition of admission, and you actually have to put that in your agreement. You can't just say that when you're sitting down and talking with them. And then the next would be that you actually have to write your arbitration agreements in common language, so no legalese.
All those things seem to me to be commonsensical.
Yes.
And if you're taking good care of your residents, staff, and families, that you're going to have arbitration agreements that are legible, that are clear, that people can understand, and that you'll likely get signed and will also hold up in court.
Correct.
Thanks, Christina.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being here today. For more information, go to healthcapusa.com.